We are glad that you have joined us this beautiful Monday. It is Monday, and we start by apologizing. We are very sorry that we're coming to you late. You know, Mitambo, Habakule, Feridango, that you're here. Thank you so much for always tuning in. This is the City Gate, and this is where we come to discuss issues concerning men out there. We always ensure that nothing ill that comes into the city and nothing that is supposed to remain to the city that leaves the city. And we speak to the real men out there who are going or who are facing real issues in this real world. And tonight we have an interesting topic because we want to talk about man's identity. Man's identity. Yes, and kama kawaida, you know, we are normally 4 suspects, but 2 of them are with us. Reverend Warui, he's out of the city, and Simon K, he couldn't make it tonight. But I am here with my guy, my pastor, my reverend.
Yes, sir.
Nanaona uko steady. You're looking good.
Thank you. You're looking good too.
Thank you so much.
Hey, it's so good to be back here. Yeah, same place.
Last Monday I missed.
Yes, we missed you so much.
But I watched later.
We had a good time.
Yes,
we really dealt with those crises.
Yes,
I want to believe men are beginning to get out of the crisis now.
Amen.
Yes, and
Amen.
so we can talk about the man himself now and not the crisis
anymore. We want to talk about this man.
Yes.
You know, we have raised so many issues. You know, when you get married, what are you supposed to do, finances. Now, can we talk about this man?
Yes.
But before we do that,
yes,
say hi to our viewers.
Hello viewers, my name is Pastor Gigi. I'm a Reverend Gigi Ukitaka. I am so happy to be here. It's always a joy to come Monday and talk to men, and of course the ladies that also watch us, and we appreciate so much. We're looking forward to having a great time together, and we believe that your lives will never be the same again. Karibuni kwa show.
Asante sana.
Asante.
And to start off,
yes,
what is this jargon we are calling man's identity?
Now, when we talk about man's identity, we're talking about what is it that defines a man.
Yes.
When we talk about identity, we're talking about what is it that you live for. Who exactly are you?
Yes.
Because, you know, many times we talk about somebody being a man, and we have a lot of misconception. But there are those, I would say, character traits.
Yes.
There are those aspects of life. There are those things that will actually define who you are.
Yeah.
That is what we call identity. In other words, what is it that defines you as a man?
What is it that defines you?
Yes.
And maybe before we leave that,
yes,
is there a difference between a man and a male?
A big one.
Yeah.
Because even dogs have male dogs.
True.
There's a male zebra somewhere in a zoo. Yeah. But a man, the difference between a man and a male is the ability to exercise will.
Yeah.
In other words, man has got a will in him. He has the ability to decide that which is right and that which is wrong and choose which one to follow. So when we talk about one being a man, we are talking about you being a person, a human being, not just male, but beyond that, you have the ability to decide that this is the kind of a life that I want to live.
Yes.
And therefore, when we call you a man, we are talking about you taking responsibility over your actions. A male cow just follows instinct, so to say.
Yeah.
It just follows its feelings. It eats grass just because it found itself eating grass. I mean, men don't eat grass because they ask themselves, why do I need to eat grass before I can go to eat grass? You know, monkeys jump on the trees.
Yeah.
Every morning, every evening. They found themselves jumping over the trees. But man asked himself, do I need to jump over the trees like the monkeys are doing? I have a will. And that is what differentiates between man and male. That man is able to make certain choices that influences his life positively, whereas other males just find themselves in fate, and therefore they just flow.
You know, as I'm listening to you,
yes,
what I'm getting is a man is someone who carries out his responsibilities.
Yes.
And that is to say, there are some men that do not qualify to be men, they are just men.
I don't want to be stoned after this show. But the truth is, there are some men that behave as though they are just male.
Yes.
They don't take responsibility of their actions. They don't take responsibility of where they go. They don't take responsibility of their families.
Yeah.
They don't carry out their duties as they are expected to do. And therefore, those men, honestly speaking, they don't qualify to be called men. They are, okay, I don't know what we would call them. Maybe we can say they are big boys. You know?
Yeah, that's big boys.
Yeah, because a man must be responsible enough to carry out the responsibilities that the difference between being a small child or being a boy and being a man is the ability to be responsible over your actions, carrying out your duties right, going where you're supposed to go at the right time, saying no when you need to say no, and so many other things that we need to discuss in this program.
Yeah.
But if you cannot do that, then honestly speaking, I don't think that that person qualifies to be called a man. Yes.
Maybe there is a man somewhere watching us tonight, and he's wondering, you guys, as you talk about man's identity, what is this thing that we can say, this is number one, number two, number three, that gives man his identity?
I will start with a very basic character.
Yeah. Character.
Character. Character is what defines man as number one. What is your behavior out there in the society? You know, those of us that grew up in the village, there are certain things that we knew they were supposed to be done by small boys. There are things that were supposed to be done by small girls. There were things that were supposed to be done by women, and there are things that were supposed to be done by men. And if you behaved, if you did some of those things that women were supposed to do, you would hear other men as telling you, you're behaving like a woman.
And nowadays,
you know,
they will say, ukona umama.
Ukona umama. Because your character does not depict the fact that you are a man. If we found you skidding in the mud, you know, like we would do when we were small boys, I mean, even other men would send a delegation to you to come and find out, talk to this man and ask him, what is the problem? You know? Unfortunately today, I think we have mad games that we got to play. You people make us do those things. You motivational speakers. But I can tell you that character is my behavior show that I qualify to be called a man. Do the things that I do, do the words that I speak show that I am actually a grown-up man? Or does it show that I need to mature a little more for me to be given this title? So for me, number one is character.
And maybe
because
before we leave that issue,
wacha tukae hapo kidogo. Tunaanza tu because we need to talk about this character thing.
So I wanted to ask, what happens to a man whose character does not display his behaviors as a man?
Then that man needs to man up. He needs to be taught how to be a man. You know, nowadays there are schools of everything. I was preaching in church yesterday, and I told them that there are schools of prayer, there are schools of preaching, there are schools of prophets. You can go to a school to be taught how to prophesy. There are schools
of thoughts.
There are schools of thoughts. There are all manner of schools. I think we need to have a school of manhood.
A school of manhood.
If there is something
Very
like that.
important.
So that we can teach this man who deliverer, he had to learn how to behave as a leader. That is the same thing we are talking about here. That if a man's behavior and character does not show that he is man enough, he need to walk in the company of other men, so that this man can now show him what it is and how does a man behave for him to be a true man.
Yes.
If that does not happen, then there's going to be a big problem. And for that reason, we actually need so many mentors that are going to be mentoring men. We need fathers in this nation and beyond.
Yes.
We need fathers that can come and teach men how to behave and how to walk right. If you remember, in the days that are past, when boys were going through initiation from childhood to adulthood, they were supposed to be taken care of by elderly brothers.
Yes.
You know, whoever we call atiri. And those people are supposed to be teaching them that this is exactly what it means to become a man. From now onwards, you're not a boy. And we should not see you behave like a boy. We should not see you walking with those small boys. If you are playing banya with your sister, there is no more banya and brikicho.
Yes.
Because men don't do those things.
You have graduated.
Now you have graduated. This is how you are supposed to behave. And people were taught that.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, we seem to have lost a little bit of it. As much as we have issues with the culture, there is also a lot that we can learn from the culture. And I believe with all of my heart that we need to teach our men and let them know from us who are growing a little elderly and who are a little experienced, how do men behave?
Yes.
What is my character like? When I walk on the road, how am I supposed to walk? I'm supposed to walk like a gentleman.
Yes.
You know, my walking style should actually show that I am actually a man.
Yes.
I shouldn't be walking like a woman because there's a prescribed way in which women walk. How do I move my hands? You know, I have a brother-in-law who keeps on saying that when you're walking like a man, even your hands should show there's authority around. Even if you're a coward inside, let your hands speak it.
You
know, yes.
Show people
that mimi ni mwanaume.
Yes.
Even if you know ukikogwa kofi moja utalia bwana.
They say mwanaume ni kujijaza.
Yes, mwanaume ni kujijaza. How do I walk? How do I present my character out there? When I stand with a woman on the road, on the roadside, and we are talking, the kind of talk that I talk with this woman, does it show that I am a man? Or does it show that I'm just a male?
Yeah.
Because I believe there are people whose talks with the ladies will now show that they are just those males that you're talking about. That the words of my mouth, as they come out of my mouth, they should show that I am actually a man. And people seeing me standing with a lady by the roadside, they should be saying, tunajua Pastor Gigi, hata ukimwona amesimama pale, sio atanarusha mistari. He must be doing something constructive to help that lady, that dear sister, that dear woman. You know, but sio ile hati tukikuona umesimama na mwanamke mahali, tunaanza kukushuku. Tunasema ukiona Willie amesimama pale, tusiende bali because kitu kinaanza tokea. You know, people need to understand what is my character. How do I behave myself? So that they get to know who man is. So number one thing is that the character of a man is what defines this man.
Character. Still it's character.
Yes.
There is this issue of dress code.
Yes.
And you find especially these the X generation, I don't know whether it is X or Y generation. There is a way they will dress.
Yes.
And you know when you're walking from behind,
yes,
you can not tell whether
there's a man or a woman.
Yes. Does that talk about a character of a man?
It tells us a lot. Because women have a specific way in which they walk. Men have a specific way in which they walk.
Yes.
So if your walking style shows that you are a woman while you are actually a man, then that is confusing. It leaves me wondering, do you need a man to date you, or do you need to date a girl?
Yes.
You know, what are you behaving? So my point here is that the way we dress and the way we walk should actually show that we are men. Because you cannot tell me that you're a man and you're walking swinging your back like you have hips, yet you have nothing. You know, men tunakaka tulichongwa tu. You know, And then unaona mwanamume mzima who has nothing at the back and is trying to swing. And then you're wondering, what are you trying to swing, my friend?
I don't know whether
is there anything?
I don't know whether you saw this man, I think from Germany.
Yes.
Who is his dressing code, his dressing dresses.
Like a woman.
Skirts, yes.
The one who said that, I think he was a pastor or something. Is it?
I don't know.
He said,
but I know he's from German.
Okay, I don't know whether you're talking about the same person, because there's a pastor I read about who said that the Lord told him to be dressing like a woman. So he's a preacher, but he has makeup all over. He wears a skirt. He wears those sharp pointed shoes, you know.
Yes, yeah, even that man, he wears those mekanga. Yeah.
That maybe we are talking about the same person or different persons, but that happens. But to be very honest, is that man? That is not manhood.
I'm wondering.
There is that which is natural for a man to do. And the Bible says, I know we are not here to preach, but you cannot separate me from the Bible.
Yes.
The Bible says that due to increase of wickedness, God gave them over to lust after the things their heart desire to lust after. So that men left their natural way of living and women left their natural way of living. So that men now began to lust after other men. And women did the same thing.
Yeah.
And as they are doing that, you find that they exchange for that which is natural for the unnatural. That's what the Bible says. So when you find a man who wants to wear sharp-heeled shoes, not high-heeled shoes, and want to walk like a woman, there is a problem with the manhood character. It is not true that it has something to do with the X chromosome. You know, some of them tell us that they have more X chromosomes than the Y chromosome. You know, that is why I am behaving like this. Let me tell you, it is character. It is built, the character that is built in them. And unfortunately, if a man is brought up in an environment of women, they begin to behave like women. That is very, very unfortunate. If a man is always in the company of ladies, he will tend to have behavior that looks like ladies. The character changes. Therefore, every man must be very careful. Who do I associate with? And I think that is now my point number 2, as much as we are talking about character. Because the people that you associate with will influence your character. Some of the behavior that we see with men that is not right, it is coming because of the people that they work with. You work with cheats, you will end up becoming a cheat. You work with drunkards.
As you say that, like, is there a way maybe I can work with a cheat and I'm trying to transform him?
The probability is very, very minimal.
Why?
Very, very low.
Why?
It is true. Evil always thrives better than good. Let me give you an analogy. If I am standing up here on this table and you are standing down here, I want to pull you from down here, you come up to the table. And you're trying to pull me from up the table to down the table. Which one is more likely to take place?
The one who is up there
To
go down.
To go down. Exactly. That is what happens. When you work with the wrong people, as much as you claim that you want to transform them, statistics show us that majority of the people that work with the wrong company, they end up being made worse than helping the person who is in crisis. That always happens. So that is why.
So you'll find yourself, you were coming to rescue this man.
Yes.
But now you find yourself in that mess.
In the same mess, and you need somebody to rescue you. Okay?
Yeah.
I will quote for you the scriptures. That bad company ruins good morals.
Yes.
Why does the Bible not say that good company ruins bad morals? You know, ruining bad morals means the bad morals is ruined, so it becomes good.
Yeah.
Why? It is because it is easier for a good person to be changed to become a bad person than it is for a bad person to be changed by a good person to become good.
A good person.
If you want to help people, you help them from a safe distance. And that is why the lifesavers in the pool will tell you that first of all, before you go and save somebody else, first of all, make sure you're safe yourself. Don't try to save someone unless you are sure
Yes, you're safe.
You're safe.
You know, this reminds me of a guy.
Yes.
Who had motto evangelism.
Yes.
And so he said that God has called him to go and reach out to the ladies at Koinange. My guy.
I don't want to refuse the fact that it happens.
Yes.
But unless you are sure, you know, I always tell men, there are battles that need to be fought, and there are battles that you don't have to fight. You are not created to fight every battle in life. There are battles that you see, that is a battle, and you don't go fighting it. As much as you know you are more than conqueror through Christ Jesus who loved you.
Yeah.
There are battles that you watch, and you say that as much as I know that I have the power to change this person, I don't have to. Because by so doing, I am going to get wounded unnecessarily. I am going to get affected in a way that I am not going to recover. In the process, I might get my leg cut off just by going to the battle. So there are certain battles that we don't necessarily fight. And that is where now I say, if going to Koinange Street compromises my character as a man, as much as it is good, I will avoid going there. As much as I need to go and change these people, I will want to ask myself, is my character going to be changed? Is my character going to work? Is my character going to be ruined? If it is going to be ruined, then I decide that I'm not going to allow my character to be ruined. And for that reason, I now stay at the back. For this, I would want to tell men that it is not every person that we need to work with. There are people that we honestly need to put away and say that I know this man will affect my character. I know this man is going to influence me negatively. I know this man will teach me to drink, and I am not supposed to be a drunkard. If that is going to happen, then I choose not to work with them. If this man is going to teach me how to double deal my wife, how to get another to get a mpango wa kando, how to become unfaithful, that is a company that I need to run away from. Yes. I only need to work with people that are going to help build my godly character, that are going to help me become better than I am. Not men that are going to influence me into doing drugs. We are in times when people are talking about weed and all that and tigiza mti. Yes. If you're going to work with somebody who is going to teach you how to tigiza mti, you need to run for your life. Yes. Those are relationships that you cannot keep. You know, I know this is political, but to be very honest, I have no apologies about that. Yes. Because you cannot tell me that you're teaching our children, our sons, who we are supposed to be raising to become men, and you're teaching them to tigiza mti. What are they becoming? You're telling them not to become men. You're telling them that their character should not be the right one. Man is about character. Yes. Yes.
Man is all about character.
Yes.
And so character, and the number two, you've talked about the people I work with.
Yes.
Who are you working with?
Yes.
Because the person you work with, you are likely
to become like them.
Like that person.
Yes. And I always tell men, please have some 3-4 men around you that are going to be men. You know, like the Bible says about the men of David. Every man requires 3-4 men that are going to be challenging them to be walking the right path, to make achievements, to change where they need to change for better. If they see that your character is getting the wrong direction, inaenda combo, they have the right over your life to tell you, hey, my friend, you cannot continue walking like this.
Yes.
You know, they are there to keep an eye on you, to make sure that you are becoming an achiever. People who have you at heart, that will make you want to become great. And they don't envy, they don't feel jealous about you when you are making achievements. They are cheering you on. But when they see that you are walking the wrong direction, they quickly tell you, my friend, hapa kuna moto. Yes.
Wow. And I see we have quite a number of people who have joined us.
Yes, let's appreciate them.
Beautiful night. We really appreciate you all for joining us. I can see CK, Kelvin Kigen, Kenya. Thank you so much, Kelvin.
Thank you.
Stephen Muriithi, tuned, asante sana.
Yes.
Then we have Christopher Gikonyo, anasema kata simu, tupo site. Tupo site tuko hapa.
Yes,
sisi tulikuja tupo site kweli.
Yes.
And then CK Kelvin, talking about male and man, the difference about male and man.
Yes.
Then Akinil Media, he's saying that he is in. And Ziporan Joroge, good lesson to learn. Thank you so much. So thank you so much for joining us this beautiful night. And kindly, you can share this link with your friends.
Yes.
We need more men to hear this, because if we want to see our nation changed, if we want to see our family standing, we need to start with the man, because man is the one who is supposed to give direction in that family. It is man who is supposed to give the direction. But now, if he's not a real man, how is he going to give direction? So kindly share that link with a friend as we continue talking about man's identity. Rev,
Yes.
are there basic realities about man's identity?
Yes, they are there. Because when we're talking about man, we're talking about a real man.
Yes.
This is not something virtual. We are talking about a person that is in existence. And so these realities of life that define a man are so true. Man is about being responsible, is responsibility. I am a man because I have responsibilities that I am supposed to carry on. And I should be responsible over everything that I do in this life. That is how real man is. We do not live in a way that like Adam did. Because the worst example that we give of a man is this man called Adam.
Yes.
And you know, I don't know if I said some things, people will think I'm making my own religion. But look at Adam. God gives him authority over the land, over the animals, over the fish of the sea, over everything, including the wife.
Yes.
And when he sinned, when he ate the fruit, God comes and asks him, did you eat the fruit that I told you not to eat?
Then he starts giving some
He gave a narrative. Instead of saying yes or no, you know, God had not asked him, who gave you?
Yes.
God asked him, did you eat?
Isn't that hiding from the truth or
It is running away from the reality.
Yes.
It is running away from responsibility. Because Adam wants to show how innocent he is, and therefore shift blame to the wife, Eve.
So all these issues we are going through, it is because of one man who was irresponsible.
I wish naweza kashika. Hako kaze. Kakashika hivi. Let me tell you.
He was irresponsible.
Very irresponsible.
And that is why now we even have now to die.
Let me tell you. After that God said, mimi kitu ya mwisho, mtu ya mwisho kupatia bibi
ni
huyu. Sitaipea mtu mwingine.
Jipange na huko.
Jipange.
Enda kwa site.
Akasema after that, he who finds a wife,
yes, finds a good thing.
So mwanaume anafaa kwenda kutafuta. Because wakati alipewa, alikosa kuwa responsible. So we are supposed to be responsible enough over our actions, over the words of our mouth,
yes,
over the places that we go, over the things that we do. You know?
Yeah.
Don't try to run away to become an escapist. You know, people are saying we are not making it in life because the economy is hard. Those are lame excuses. That is running away from the responsibility God has given you. If you cannot provide for your family, and that is a responsibility that God has given you, then you need to be squarely answerable. Like we said here with Reverend Warui on Monday, that every man has a responsibility to provide, even during these tough economic times. And that is why we are telling people not to just do impulse buying and not buy things that they don't need. Not to buy a whole bale of unga. You know, I hear that unga has...
For now we can buy. All the prices has gone down.
Let me tell you, you will go and buy a whole bale of unga just because it has dropped from 123.
No, it is from
230 to 100 shillings. You will go and buy 2 bales of unga. But do you need the 2 bales of unga, to be very honest?
No.
You will realize next week, but after the 4 weeks, unga will drop to 90 shillings. So utafanya nini?
So ulienda hasara.
Yeah, somebody posted, a friend of mine posted on Facebook and said, the problem with Kenyans is that they will now buy all the unga in the country and keep it in store, waiting to sell it after the 4 weeks.
Yes.
You know, that aside. But every man has a responsibility to provide for their family. If you're not providing for your family, you are running away from your God-given responsibility. Mwanaume ni kujumuika.
Yes.
Mwanaume ni kujumuika.
Yeah.
You must be answerable over your behavior. If you, for example, slid and fall, like we are talking about Adam. Wacha tuseme ulienda kwa barabara ukapatana this lady ukamkatia akaingia kwa box ukaanguka. Mwanaume ni kujumuika. It is taking responsibility. Don't come telling us that she came tempting. I don't know, she was wearing a dress that started too late and ended up so early. Don't tell us those things.
I know you have, as you're talking about that.
Yes.
We have so many young ladies that they have been impregnated.
Yes.
By young boys.
Yes.
And then they run away.
Let me tell you, not even young boys, even old men like you. I hope that is not an insult. Okay, old men like you and me.
Yes.
That makes me safer. You know, there are men that are impregnating girls and women out there and they are running away. Why? Because they are not responsible.
They are not, can we say they are not real men?
What is the difference between such a man and a he-goat? I'm sorry. What's the difference between them? Ati leo akona Akinyi. Kesho akona wa Kanesa. Siku hiyo nyingine akona wa Angeshi. Siku hiyo nyingine akona
Chineke.
Honestly speaking, what is the difference between such a man and a he-goat? Hakuna. Mwanaume ni kujumuika. Thank you for teaching me that Kiswahili word.
Kujumuika.
It is being responsible. That I am walking on the road. There are beautiful women everywhere. And I will tell you they are there. Every place there are beautiful women. Even if there's beautiful as Ethiopians. I hear Ethiopian women are very beautiful. However beautiful they are, unawaona kwa macho, una appreciate that beauty. But no, I am a responsible man.
And then you leave, you
yes.
go.
Siedagi nikilima kila shamba ambayo nimeona kwa barabara. Kuna zingine napita kwa sababu sio zangu.
Yes.
And I go my way.
Zote.
Okay, hizo nimesema zingine because kuna yangu moja. Hizo zingine
zote.
Hizo zingine zote sio
zangu.
Ni
moja tu.
So unawachana na wao. That is being responsible. These mobile phones, the kind of chats that men are doing, is it responsible enough? Are you responsible enough over the messages you write? Over the phone calls you make? You know, I hear some of them even save people battery low. So that ikipiga, their wives wanaona battery low wanasema ati hii simu yako inaisha moto. Kumbe ni mpango.
Mtu anapiga.
You know, honestly speaking, we need to be responsible men. Men! That
be responsible.
What I talk about the phone, I can stand before a court of law and say, I did this for 1, 2, 3, 4 reasons. Yes. And that is why you find wanaume wanafichia wanawake zao simu zao.
Zingine zinawekwa patterns.
Patterns zingine only Chinese. Only somebody who has done Chinese can understand them. You know, my friends, honestly speaking, why can't we be responsible enough over these mobile phones? Unasikia wanaume akisema I cannot even leave my phone. Unaenda kuoga na simu. By the grace of God. And I say by the grace of God.
By the grace of God.
Inaaguka kwa karai.
By the grace of God.
By the grace of God. Inaaguka kwa karai. Because you refuse to be responsible enough. Imagine, mjamaa anasahau simu kwa nyumba. Anaishi Thika. Anafanya kazi Westlands. Yes? Akifika Pangani anakumbuka aliacha simu. Anafanya roundabout kwa Pangani. Anarudia simu.
Afadhali afutwe kazi.
Afadhali afutwe kazi. Na simu yake isikae kwa nyumba na mkewe yuko kwa nyumba. What is that? Men, we need to be responsible. Mwanaume ni responsibility. It is being answerable to every question, to every action, to every word, to everything that you do.
And so when you're talking about responsibility,
yes,
we are not just saying that they need to provide, but even the behaviors that you have.
behavior is a responsibility number one. What is the importance of providing for somebody that you don't honor? You know, watoto wako wanatembea kwa barabara, wanaona kakijana kengine wanasema kale kanakaa kama mimi. Wanashangaa. Kwani watu wanazaliaga wamefanana na ni wa mama tofauti na wa baba tofauti. Kumbe ni ka brother kake. And this boy is so innocently coming to ask you, Daddy, niliona mtu tumefanana. And it is their blood brother.
Because the father was not responsible.
And then what they do, they pamper these kids and their wives with a lot of money and a lot of pleasure so that they don't question. So wananunuliwa. In other words, they bribe their wives and their children. Honestly speaking, men need to learn that being a man, the identity of a man is their responsibility over their behavior, over their actions, and over all the things that they are required to do.
Let's be a bit biblical.
Yes.
When God created man, why did he create him?
When God created man, he created him, first of all, to be responsible or to take care of the creation. And that is why God placed man in the Garden of Eden.
Because I want all men to
Yes.
understand where we are coming from.
Yes.
As we talk about man's identity, that it is in the will of God
Yes.
for every man to do A, B, C, D.
Exactly. Let me even backtrack a little bit. Man was created in the image of God. So man has God's blueprint in him. He is the representative of God here on earth. So man is supposed to do the things that God would want done, because God, as much as he has ability, he will not come down here on earth and say, I am Jehovah God. I want this car to be driven to the garage.
Yeah.
And the angels drive it. He has given us that responsibility. And it's a privilege for us as men. It's honestly a privilege to be a man. You know, I am told that those olden people in the Jews, whenever they appeared, when men appeared before God, they would brag before God. And they would say, God, I thank you for not creating me as a dog. Thank you for not creating me as a Gentile. And thank you for not creating me as a woman. I am very careful here because I'm not trying to demean women.
Yes.
But I'm trying to say it is an honor and a privilege to be a man. Because you carry the blueprint of God, so that you do the things that God wanted done. Number one, to take care of creation. And that is where the responsibility now comes. And we see man being given the first assignment, name the animals, name the plants, and whatever he called them, they became. With that in mind, now know that the responsibility keeps on increasing. The wife now comes, Eve comes, and children come, and man is supposed to take care of them. So when we tell you to be responsible, what we are telling you is that you need to actually take care of that which God has put in your hands. Has God given you children?
Yeah.
You are answerable before God over those children. You must take responsibility. Has God given you a job? You must be answerable in that job. Because there are men again who are not very, very responsible and faithful.
Yeah.
They go to the office for the sake of going. They can be paid a whole salary and they have not worked. And they eat it. You know, I wish our
and
God.
They enjoy eating it.
Yes, that's why I say I wish our God. They would burst their stomach like Judas. You know, how do you get paid for what you have not done? Are you responsible? Yet God has placed you in that office to be responsible. You understand?
Yeah.
God has given you wealth to take care of it. Yet we become so irresponsible as men, and we say ati hii pesa ikikuwa nyingi haiwezi malizwa na mwanamke mmoja.
Unatafuta mwingine.
Unatafuta atoti. You know, let me tell you, we need men to understand that God created us so that we can be responsible over that which he has given into our hands.
I think the biggest thing that is coming to me,
Yes.
that every man needs to be responsible.
That is true.
And it is high time as men.
Yes.
We take up we pull up our socks and do that which we are supposed to do.
Yes.
Do that which God has called you to do. No more sleeping.
No more sleeping.
As we are defining the identity of a man, this is how, as a man, I'm supposed to behave. This is how, as a man, I'm supposed to represent myself.
Exactly.
When I go before people, they need to see a man. They need to see a difference between a boy and a man. They need to see a difference between a man and a woman.
Yes.
Through our characters.
Yes.
Through our response. This is...
Responsibility is key. Now, why should a man be a lazy man?
They are saying that there are no jobs.
Kwani wewe ni mwanamke ukae kwa nyumba uletewe?
Ate?
Yeah?
Wanasema hakuna kazi.
Acha niachane na hili. But why should a man sleep in the house the whole day?
Yes.
Anagojea mkewe aende akatafute amletee ndio akule. Honestly, such a man should not be given food by the wife. And I'm not inciting women against men. Mwanaume ni jasho.
Mwanaume ni jasho.
Yes.
Atoke yuko nje.
Atoke aende kibarua kama wale wanaume wengine.
Yes.
Mwanaume ni jukumu kujumuika.
Jumuika.
Na jukumu. Kuna tofauti ama ni the same?
It is
they are related, they are cousins. Let's say that.
Yes.
You know, ni jukumu. Take responsibility. Get out of the house. Go and hustle like other men. And men have to stop choosing jobs. I know I said that last time. But I will say it again. Men have to stop being so selective. Mwanaume anafaa kufanya kitu chochote. Provided it is going to bring food on the table.
Yes.
Hata kama ni kuchimba choo. You know? Hata kama enda utawala, mahali kuna jengwa. Anza kuchimba mashimo huko ya septic. Bring food on the table. If it means kuuza sukuma, enda marikiti. Go and buy sukuma. Enda ulete nyanya. Enda anza kufanya kitu.
Yes.
Mwanaume lazima afanye kazi. If men are not working, that is why this nation is failing. Na ndio maana unaona mpaka shule, because wanaume wamekosa ku set example kwa watoto wao. Even the boy child in school is being defeated. I will tell every man, enda kwa klasi ya watoto wako. Angalia the first 15 children. Niambie ni wasichana wangapi wako na ni wavulana wangapi wako. In almost all cases, there are more girls than boys.
Let me ask. Who have failed?
The man.
So, that was too fast.
Yeah, the man.
Can we say, when it comes to the issue of mentorship,
Yes.
can we blame the older men that they are not mentoring the young ones?
That's why I say the man has failed. Because this old man is the one who is supposed to be teaching the younger man how to... Let me ask you. Simba, mtoto wa Simba anafundishwa kuwinda na nani? Na wale watoto wengine? Ama through discovery method?
No.
No. It is the older one that gets the cub and I let's go. I hope it's called a cub. You know?
It is so. We are the people who have failed.
We are the people who have failed. Let me tell you. Because we are not teaching our younger men how to be men enough. We are only teaching them how to eat pizza at Pizza Inn. And how we can buy them for them anything that they need.
Bazi.
Honestly, that is the truth. Enda Pizza Inn uniambie ni nani wako huko. Ni wanaume na wavulana wao. Wakitoka shule wanapitia Pizza Inn. And I have nothing against Pizza Inn. You know? That is the truth. But they don't teach them responsibility. From simple things that this boy is supposed to learn to be responsible over his own body, over his own clothes, over his bedroom, simple things like that. Unapata mtoto kijana, nimemwita mtoto lakini kijana. Kijana wa form 4. Bado anaoshewa guo.
Paka za ndani.
Zote. Yeah? Na house help.
So who is to blame?
I wish there were no women watching this show because I would go a little further. Now I can't.
It's okay. Who is to blame?
It is the man. Because this father is the one who is supposed to teach his son how and what it means to be I taught a boy. I'm sorry. I hope he's not watching. I taught a boy. In Form 3, the mother comes and tells me, Mwalimu, you have to talk to my son. And I'm like, why? Because my son does not realize that he's grown up. So I'm asking him. I'm asking her, what do you mean? And now she goes ahead to describe. And the mother tells me, do you know my son, even if he has a pimple on his private parts, he will come and show me. That's a mother talking. And my head is like, first of all, where is the father? And the father is alive, by the way. It's not a single parent.
But he's an absent father.
That is it. Who has failed?
The man.
This man did not tell the son when he went through initiation and became a grown-up that now you're no longer a baby. There are men issues that we can only talk as men.
Yeah.
There are certain things that you don't go showing your mother anymore. You now cannot go seeing your sister's nakedness. From simple things like that. That is where men have failed. Because we are not teaching our younger generation how to take care of themselves. And I think that now even drives me to the next part. That your responsibility includes taking care of yourself. Taking care of your body. That is why boys are smoking. Even as early as class 4. Because nobody told them that you are supposed to keep your lungs healthy.
Yeah.
Some of them, I'm sure, zikifunguliwa hizo lungs hivi zitolewe, zitatoa suit kuliko ile inatolewa na luminous flame ya Bunsen burner.
And maybe some of them, they are seeing their fathers.
That is the problem. Because their fathers are not teaching them how to take care of themselves.
How would you talk to this boy not to smoke, yet you yourself, you're smoking?
You are the failure. The man has failed. Fathers, we need to wake up. We need to wake up and begin to teach our sons what they're supposed to do and what they're not supposed to do. We are supposed to teach our sons that when they are growing up, they are supposed to keep themselves neat.
Yeah.
Why do I dress up when I'm coming? You know I'm off duty on Monday. I can tell you, 20 minutes before we talked, I was a totally different man.
Yes.
If I came here in this studio the way I was, all of you would have run away.
Yes.
I can guarantee you that. But why did I have to change and dress up and come here looking like this? Because I know I am supposed to look in a certain way when I'm going to a certain place.
Yeah.
But you find our sons, they are going to town. They are wearing wamevaa vest
na torn trousers.
Na zingine kwanza vest imefika mpaka hapa chini. The whole of the under armpit is
outside.
You know, na short ingine inakaa ya swimming. You know, the car swimming costume. And they even appear in church and they are doing praise and worship. Let me tell you, because they have not been taught by their fathers that when you go present yourself in this way. Man is responsible of raising their own sons. Man is responsible of teaching their sons the do's and the don'ts. You know, we have reached a point where you cannot trust a boy to stand with a girl out your gate. Ule msichana wako.
Even for a minute.
Ati umkute amesimama na kijana hapo kwa dakika moja. Because the next thing that will come out of that, you don't want to believe it. But remember your days. You would walk with a girl from here to 6 kilometers for the tournament. Hizo games za shule tulikuwa tunaenda. Unatembea na msichana kutoka hapa mpaka huko. And I guarantee you the only thing you talked about was the games and the mathematics and the way the teacher of music beat you and nothing else. Sahi waache. Waache.
There is a problem.
There is a big problem because man has refused to take responsibility.
And it is
of
high
what
time.
Supposed to do.
And it is high time as men we take up the responsibility.
Exactly.
We need now to come and style up. We start teaching our young boys. But now here comes the problem. I am teaching my boys. Who taught me?
Now, woe unto you if you were never taught. And that is why I said earlier on that you need to surround yourself with some 2, 3, 4 guys that can teach you some of those things.
Yeah.
If you find you have a missing link somewhere, because they say that a chain is as strong as its weakest link. The point at which you're weakest determines your strength. If you are having issues, say with women, you cannot teach your son to abstain from women, to handle women. You need to first of all go back and learn. And there is nothing wrong with that. I hope men are looking at me as I look at them. There is nothing wrong with admitting I missed something. My father did not teach me what I was supposed to be taught. But two wrongs don't make a right.
Yeah.
I can begin from where I am and decide I will look for knowledge, even if it means going to school to learn. Because nowadays you can learn almost everything in school.
Yes.
I mean almost everything. From parenting to grooming to taking care of yourself, including how to treat women. You will be taught in school. Including how to abstain from smoking. In everything. Go and learn for the sake of your sons. Honestly, men need to go back and learn these things.
Our time is up.
Is it up?
Yes.
No.
It is.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
And I mean, we cannot be able to finish up.
I think we continue next
We
Monday.
continue next Monday because again now we need to look at the solution.
Yes.
What should we do? There's this man who have not been mentored.
Yes.
But now he has some boys. How do they come in and start mentoring these boys?
Yes.
So we need to continue
We
there.
need to continue
and
with
I
this
know,
discussion.
I know Rev
Chef
will not be
Warui
in,
will also not be in.
I hope
But
Simon K
will be
here.
with us. I
Yes,
hope
so that we can talk more and see how we can be able to help this man.
Yes.
Because we want to see a generation that is transformed.
Yes.
You see, when I look, especially right now, we are in the mood of campaign. Some of the things our young men are doing, they speak a lot.
They do.
They speak a lot.
They do.
Speak a lot.
Yes.
And so we need to come in and talk more about this and see how we can be able to help this.
And I think we need to tell men as we go, now that we're talking about campaigns and the elections that are coming, men need to understand that these things will come and go.
Yes.
And leave you with your problems. I'm sorry to say that. We need to be very careful that we do not get into deception.
After 9, no one will bring you a flag.
Exactly. Your life will have to continue. And some of us men are wasting a lot of time waiting for those people at Githurai roundabout. I talk about Githurai because that is where I am most of the time. Nakwambia Sunday, I was forced to make my way to Kasarani, make a U-turn at Kasarani and come to Ruiru because I couldn't access the roundabout. Because watu wameja wanagojea campaign. Last Sunday but one, the same thing happened. The other Sunday, the same thing happened. In between the week, I found another one there. The same thing. Now, men, we need to understand. You are wasting a lot of time giving people mileage. Mkipe watu boga point. And they will never help you. Please, let us be very careful. Don't be found in such when your family is suffering. Before you go and stand or sit and wait for somebody to come and campaign, please make sure your family is right. They have food to eat, they have clothes to wear, they have their rent paid, and you are ready to take responsibility. Let's be very careful. Na tusichukiane kwa sababu ya campaigns. Because kuna watu watakatakatana. Just because of a certain candidate. Ati mimi ni wa Azimio, wewe ni wa
Kenya Kwanza.
Ni wa Kenya Kwanza, wewe ni wa kutigiza mti, halafu tunakosa kuelewana, unasikia mtu ameuawa. Why would you lose your life? Because of somebody. Honestly speaking, men, let's be responsible enough.
Amen. Thank you so much. What a way to do a final remark.
Yes.
Thank you so much,
Rev
G.
And I'm happy to have had a show with you.
Yes.
I've enjoyed myself.
Thank you so much.
I think I need a blue coat like yours.
Yes. Oh, so thank you our viewers for joining us this beautiful night. See you on Monday. This is the City Gate.
You need to tell people that Couples Wheel is on sale.
Yes. If you have not gotten my book,
yes.
Couples Wheel, my goodness,
yes.
You are missing big. I mean, the book is out there. It's one of the best-selling books we have around.
That
and
is
it is a book that will help you. For those young men who are intending to get married, It is a manual that will help you not to enter into some pitfalls. And those who are married already in this journey, there is so much that you can pick from this book. A copy is going for 1,000 Kenya shillings only.
Yes.
Nimekuwa nikisema hata samak sio hiyo pesa.
Yeah, it's true.
And you're investing
the
in
knowledge,
that
the information in that book is worth much more than that.
Yes.
And I would then want to encourage everybody to have their copy. I have my copy with me.
Yes.
And I would want to encourage everyone to pick up a copy. First of all, to gather information and get knowledge. And number two, to support the work that we are doing. The work that Willie is doing.
Yes.
He's doing a noble job with Couples Will. And so we wish you God's blessing.
Thank you.
Amen.
You. And so if you want my book, you can call this number. I don't know whether we can have the number on the screen. Yes, you can call this number 0723 214 047. 0723 214 047. If you call that number, the book will be delivered at your location. Where you are, you'll get that book. A copy is 1,000 Kenya shillings. So, good night, God bless you, and see you on Monday. Tunawapenda sana.
Amen.
Kwaheri.